Hi again. So, the last video about some of my job experience was pretty short, so I was thinking that I would make a longer version of things that crazy people say to me at work. Some of the craziest things that have happened, without doubt, have been people who trick themselves into thinking that something exists when it doesn't, who are mad at the wrong person. That's always fun. This bin I'm sitting on is slowly deflating. I think it's trying to tell me something. And then there are the people who are just yelling to yell. Like, there is no reason to be upset. And yet, they just need to be upset at somebody, because something else is going on there. Yeah. When I was working at the call center, there was this guy who called me up and was saying that he had spoken to his credit card company and that he was going to get some kind of deal through us. I'm like, okay, well, you need to talk to them. So he got wicked upset with me, and then he was like, okay, click. And usually when you're working in a call center, you're working with like 20 other people, so it's pretty unlikely you're going to talk to them again. Well, 20 minutes later, I get a call, and it's the same guy. Never happened to me before or since then. And so I say, okay, so you're going through Macy's, right, for this offer? And he's like, no, it's this. You should get your hearing checked. I offer it to you, to all people who have ever been yelled at for a customer for not understanding them. Here is my gift to you when somebody says that. Sir, I'm going to be straight with you now. I've had a hearing problem since I was in kindergarten, and I've suffered many bullying stripes and other problems throughout my life in order to overcome this problem. And I'm finally getting to a point in my life when I can overcome it. And I just wanted to tell you that. I just wish I could hear the silence on the other line of making people feel awkward when they're mad at you is so much fun. It would have been fun. I should have done that. I didn't. I should do that. He says, okay, I have another question. I have 4 remotes for this system, and 2 of them are in the bedroom, and 1 is in the living room, and another one is in a guest bedroom. What do I do with them? But why am I responsible for your extra remotes? I don't know. I guess whatever you want. I mean, we don't want them back. No. You are not listening to me. I have 2 remotes, and then he proceeds to explain the location of each one of his extra remotes again. And he says, what do I do with them? Oh, there was the other funny thing is that, what do I do with the box that it came in? Sir, I will personally come there and I will receive those items for you. And the funniest thing is that while this guy is yelling at me and berating me the entire conversation, after I have processed his order with the special that he got from wherever it was that he got it from, and then he goes through this whole conversation about faith and what sports team he's rooting for, and how his wife isn't rooting for the same sports team. Oh, yes. Another person, this wasn't really an unpleasant conversation, it was just odd. She says she's 60, and she says, oh, you sound young, you're probably young. I say, yeah, I'm 23. Later in the conversation, she says, well, how do I know you're really this company? And I say, I'm not sure how to assure you of that, ma'am. Just tell me that you're really 23. And I say, I'm really 23? And she says, and tell me that you're handsome. And I say, I'm handsome? And she says, okay. Like, perfect. All these companies are worried about legitimacy and garnering customers, when really all they need is handsome 23-year-olds assuring customers of their viability. Who called, and she wanted to pay off her outstanding bill. And I said, oh, okay, well, that's no problem. The billing department isn't in today, though. You're going to have to call them on Monday. I'll give you the number. And she says, well, why do I have to wait? And I said, well, the department's closed. I can give you the number, though. You can give them a call on Monday. And then a guy comes on the line and he says, well, why should we, now we have to wait until Monday, and I said, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. I can't do that particular process because it's not my department. I don't have access. You know, you'll have to call him on Monday. Maintaining this same tone, he proceeds to go into this story about how in the 80s he bought certain speakers and how he sold them on the street. And it's casual conversation that he's talking about, and he's sounding angry all the time, and I bought this, oh, okay, well, yeah, why are you just okaying me, I'm like, what do you want me to say, like, what are you talking about? It's like if you were to say, I'm enjoying my shrimp now. Oh, okay, well, why are you only okaying me? It was a nice piece of information that I didn't really need to know. I'm glad you shared it with me. I'm glad we can share things. Not sure why this is upsetting you, though. And I messed up 2 of these letters in this woman's email address, and she's like, you got the whole thing wrong. And I'm like, yep, 2 letters. Got the whole thing wrong. That's me. Then there are the people who see infomercials, but we don't advertise the prices. So they call, and all they say is, what's the price? And being a company that sells a variety of products, you have to say, oh, what product are you looking at? Just tell me the price. And you have to say $99 to $3,000, something like that. But anyway, so those are some of my stories. So what I'd like to do is do 1 to 2 vlogs a week, I'm thinking, and then 1 special video. So my special video should be coming up on Sunday. Also, this is the book I'm reading. Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius by Dave Edgars. Interesting book. You gotta be patient with it, I think. But if you take it all as a lot of sarcasm and a lot of pain that isn't really obvious all the time, it's a really interesting read. I will see you next week. Ooh, was just nuts.